million on a basis of a hoax. Are we going to do that with the Biden family?
All right.
So he and the Democrats took a lot of institutions that were bipartisan and wiped them out.
I think that they would probably leave him alone if he hadn't said he wants to run again, possibly, or yesterday he said this is not I'll come back in some form, whether or not that's a political party, the Patriot Party, the Freedom Party, we've heard different things, or whether or not it is him running again in 4 years. But we'll just have to see. Mitch McConnell, he's in a tough position because he said he's not sure which way he'll go, but he won't have the backing, I don't think, of the number of Republicans he needs. He would need 17 Republicans.
You know, Ainsley, I don't know the Democrats would choose to leave Donald Trump alone. Just like Donald Trump has been a ratings driver.
One more time.
Just like he's been a ratings driver for television channels, he's been a political win for Democrats in the past year. It's a drum they like to beat. It continues to divide America, make no mistake about it. But dividing America has been the Democratic political strategy for quite some time. Name the line on which to divide us, whether or not it be race or socioeconomic or political party. Dividing us has been a political win for the Democratic Party. Jason Whitlock was on Tucker Carlson last night, and he was talking about this strategy, specifically when it comes to racial lines. Listen to this.
The Democrats, and you got to tip your hat to them. It's an evil strategy, but it is working. They have convinced the public, if you want to not be considered racist, support Democrats, support the left. That's the way to inoculate yourself from ever being accused of racism or being a sellout to your black race. That is their political strategy. That's what they're offering the people. We can protect you from being smeared as a racist. Joe Biden offered no policies today. There were platitudes and generalizations and attacks on President Trump. There was no vision expressed for America and how we move this country forward. There was no offer of unity.
You know, if I might, just a moment on the evil genius of this divisive strategy. A classic movie is The Usual Suspects, and there's a line in The Usual Suspects where he says, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he did not exist. What I have found is that those that yell fascist are the first to embrace authoritarian crackdowns on dissent. Those that yell racist are the first to ensconce themselves in suburbs where they're totally insulated from any exposure to diversity, to pay $50,000 a year in private school tuition for their children, never to encounter someone who looks, much less earns, less money than their parents. And if you want to live that life, fine, God bless you. But then don't turn around and preach that you are more virtuous than others that you look down upon and call racist. What I think I see here is a movement populated, in essence, by frauds. They are largely what they accuse others of being.
Well, you know, Joe Biden, first day out, talked about unity. We got to be more tolerant in the Civil War. The Wall Street Journal, on the op-ed pages, they had this observation. This is a quote from his speech yesterday at noon. Our history has been a constant struggle between the American ideal that we are all created equal and the harsh, ugly reality that racism, nativism, fear, and demonization have long torn us apart. That's what Joe Biden said. The Wall Street Journal analyzed that and this said, so political differences in this country now are between those who believe in American ideals and those who are racist and nativists. This is divisive in its cultural and moral condescension, they said. They said, we did not hear anything to reassure conservatives now being purged that he will call off the progressive censors. And finally, they say, if his pursuit of social justice becomes a drive to blame every inequity in American life on racism, he will divide more than unite. If he insists that those who disagree on climate change are deniers who care nothing for the planet, he will alienate millions. The test of Mr. Biden's unity pledge will now be how he governs. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, which is what every new American president deserves.
Well, if you're pro-life, it doesn't mean you're racist. If you like lower taxes, it doesn't mean you're racist. If you like constitutional judges, it doesn't mean you're racist. If you like less government, it doesn't mean you're racist. You might have supported Trump because of those issues, because of the policies. You might not like his tweets. You might not like some of his rhetoric, calling names to other people, but you like his policies. There are a lot of people in the Republican Party that voted for him And they all complained about many of those things, of the tweets and whatnot. But they voted for him because they liked his policies better, and they're conservative. They've been Republicans their whole life. And they liked that policy, that option, better than the other option, which was Kamala Harris, progressive movement. So that is what the Republican Party is. It's not, yes, you're going to have some on the fringe. You have some on the fringe of the Democratic Party, too, that are storming the Capitol, which is completely wrong. But the majority of people that we all know that are Republicans all of the Republicans I know would not be storming the Capitol. They wouldn't. They're not racist. They like Trump policies. That's it.
And you know what? So many people in the Republican Party and the political center who did not vote for Trump initially, you know what? They wound up loving him because he won. He was able to put together a coalition of various factions, and he won. He was this disruptor who was going to change things.
Look at this. This was
absolutely.
When he went to Florida. 74 million people voted for him. Many people still like him and support him.
And listen, all those people are not Republicans. There are Democrats in that crowd, and there are independents as well. And here's the thing. His legacy ultimately will be what he was able to accomplish. But now we have turned the page. Yesterday was the official page-turning day in America, and now we go forward. Let's just hope Joe Biden is able to not erase everything from the Trump legacy. And the stuff that you mentioned, Ainsley, like lower taxes and stuff like that, it would be great to keep. But Joe Biden has got a very ambitious program, and it's going to cost something.
Well said, Ainsley. Not all those people are Republicans. Not all those people clearly are racist. But that, to bring this full circle, will be a drumbeat that continues to get pounded because they believe it is a political win. Let's go on to Jillian Milley, who has the headlines.
Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. You can do so by clicking the link right above this video. That way, you'll get immediate updates for all my new videos that I'm going to be posting over the next few weeks.